So, another shirt for you to guess today, and I know there's a couple of you out there who will really like the shirt I'm wearing today because it has some Gillingham links, and anyone that knows them, mention them down in the comments. German Gills now has a WhatsApp, and you can contact us directly using the link in the description down below. You might like to talk about the game that's coming up, or reflect on the game that's just happened, or during the game send us a message and you might appear in a German Gills video. You can also support the channel using Buy Me a Coffee. The link to that is in the description, and any donations are much appreciated. Welcome to German Gills. In their one of two consecutive away matches, Gillingham head up north to take on Harrogate Town. Your German Gills show will bring you a live match reaction today from your host, Reese. With the signing of Lewis Page midweek, will Luke be brave enough to add him to his Luke's 11? German Gills is coming live from Duisburg, Germany, to see if the Gills can take those 3 points away at Wetherby Road. Schön, dass du da bist, und los geht's, Gills! Welcome to the German Gills show as Gillingham head up north to take on Harrogate Town this afternoon. Harrogate Town are below us in the table. That's a bit of a weird thing to say at the moment, but it's a big 6-pointer at the bottom of the table. If we win today, we can really put away from that relegation zone. I'm going to be your host, Reese, to take you through every step of today's game. Thank you very much for stopping by, and any Harrogate Town fans here as well, thank you very much for watching. And if you'd like to follow our socials, you can do so on Twitter on Deutsche Gills, and of course on Instagram, which is German Gills. If you would like to go straight to the live match reaction, use the chat box at the bottom of the video to navigate around. Luke still hasn't got 11 out of 11, and he's taken a bit of a gamble. Gills have got a new player signed with Lewis Page coming into the squad, and he might be using him in his Luke's 11. Let's see what his predictions are.
Hello and welcome to another edition to Luke's 11. Tuesday night we saw defeat to a promotion chasing sides, and bar two individual mistakes the result could have been quite different. However, to put our form into context, that was only our second defeat in 9 games, so there's no need to panic amongst the Gills faithful. A game dubbed by most as another 6-pointer sees the Gills travel to Harrogate, looking to wipe the slate clean from Tuesday and get back to winning ways. As I've mentioned, there were a number of individual errors against Bradford, and I think there'll be wholesome changes due to injury and performance. So let's get to it. Morris in goal. Right back, I can see Will Wright featuring in place of Che Alexander. Max Amar and Connor Masterson to continue their pairing at centre-back. I can also see another change with the signing of Lewis Page making his debut, with reports that he had been training with us for a number of weeks, and I'm assuming he is match fit. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, it showed that our club captain isn't up to the standard anymore. The legs have gone, and I don't think he'll feature for the Gills again this season. Ethan Coleman was unreal with his little cameo, and I'm tipping him to feature over Stewie, joining Sean Williams, George Lapsley and Dom Jeffries. Up top, the partnership of Oliver Hawkins and Tom Nichols. Another tough game, and gives us ample opportunity to increase our advantage on the home side. Score prediction, 1-0. Los geht's, Gills.
And heading to Wetherby Road today, we have Kirrien. He went to Scotland when we played Rochdale last time, and he's there this afternoon against Harrogate. And here's what he has to say about this game this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gills fans. Today we're at Harrogate away. 600 fans travelling up, selling out the away end, which is fantastic. Coming up against a Harrogate team that have not won in 6 games. Their last win coming on the 4th of February against Carlisle United, which they won 1-0. They haven't been coming up with a lot of goals recently, scraping 1-1 draws here and there, or 1-2-0 losses. So I'm expecting us to be able to crack through their defence today, put a couple in, and hopefully ours holds firm. I'm predicting a 2-0 win. Because we're in some good form. We're still one of the top sides in the league, despite our blip against Bradford City, a team that we should have really expected to lose against, bearing in mind their position in the league and their manager being Mark Hughes. But yeah, it should be a comfortable 2-0 win for us today. It won't be easy because, as we know, at this level nothing ever is, but 2-0, 3 points in this very important 6-pointer against Harrogate Town.
let's head over to Wetherby Road for today's live match reaction. Lorskate's Gills. So we're about to get underway here at Wetherby Road as everyone takes the knee. And a couple of shout-outs. Craig thinks it's one of the big games that we must be winning. He's going for a 2-1 win for the Gills. Mike is saying 2-0 today with O'Brien and Tom and Nichols, I assume, getting back on the score sheet. Jackson's going for a modest 1-1. I think he's realising that he should, a point away from home is always a good result. And finally, Steve is going for a very lucrative 3-1 win with Lapsley getting to a Marston getting the third, maybe. Let's see how this unfolds. I would take a point today, if I'm totally honest. It's a long ball for Gillingham, and they've got an early opportunity of Nichols on the right-hand side. It's going to be put into the box. I think it's by Alexander. Gills have gone down, but it's going to O'Brien. He's flicked it over the top. Surely that's a goal. O'Brien. You've had an opportunity there to get the Gills one up before the first minute. And I tell you what, in training, I bet you put those in left, right and centre all the time. Fantastic bit of work. It was a little bit like Tom Eves against Pompey. Obviously not that good, but it was enough to set him up. He actually could have taken it down and put it in the back of the net in his own time. O'Brien should have put the Gills 1-0 up that early on already. My goodness me. Good ball forward to the left-hand side for Harrogate Town, and this is their first attack of the game. They get into the box, and it is Che Alexander has done well to hold his man solid, but he's found a little bit of a gap down the centre, and Harrogate have switched to play to the right-hand side and looking a bit more threatening as it goes to the centre of the box and headed. Great little ball into the box, but just headed wide, unfortunately, for Harrogate, and luckily for Gills, it wasn't the header that was going to find the back of the net, but Harrogate Town here really showing that they're not to be pushed over and that they have got something in the bag. It's a great ball in. Max Amer was beating hands down there, and luckily for Gills, Harrogate couldn't find the back of the net. Gills coming forward now. Ollie Hawkins done well to get the ball and giving it to O'Brien in the central pie. They've got Tutonda on the overlap. There's a heavy ball, but can he work so with it? It's gone across the face of goal, and it's a decent palm away from the goalkeeper. Gills had to recycle the play if they're going to get anything from this. It was great work there. Tutonda put a really fitting shot across the box that the keeper had to do something about, and Gills just couldn't quite recycle. The ball looks like it has gone out of play, and the attack is over. Very open game so far for the Gills. Gills have been deep. It's a very dangerous position in. Harrogate could be in attack. Gills to clear their lines. It's a good tackle by Dieng, but they still got the ball. Harrogate, and they just missed a goal on the left-hand side. And Gillingham falling a little bit apart at the moment in this defence. The last few minutes, Harrogate have really been putting the pressure on, and it's just Gills losing the ball in very silly positions. Dieng initially lost the ball, was unlucky not to win it back there. Good snap shot by Harrogate, and I'd like to think that Morris had that cover, but you never know. But luckily for the Gills, it just went past to the left post, and it's still 0-0. It's a breakaway move here for Harrogate down this left-hand side. Dieng has tried to keep up with play, but it's going to be very dangerous. Harrogate take a shot. It's a good save by Morris in the end, and Harrogate should be doing a lot better there. Harrogate looking more like to score at the moment. There's a ball over the top here, and Harrogate, if they get this down, going to have a great opportunity. Gills in real trouble here, and it's a shot on goal, and it's gathered by Morris. I have to say, coming up to half-time now, Harrogate Town have been the team that have been more likely to get in front, and Gills at the moment are really struggling up front. I don't know what it is. They're struggling to create chances. We've got 4 forwards. I actually think it's in the midfield somewhere. We're just not linking up as solidly as we normally do, and it just seems to be a little bit shaky. Dieng's not having the best game, but Gills at the moment really are finding it hard to get a little bit of flow in the centre of the park, which then feeds into the attacking players that we have on the pitch. But we've got Tutonda now coming forward. We'll see where this highlight ends up, but at the moment it's really not that tidy for Gillingham as Tutonda now has the ball on the left-hand side, and hopefully they can prove me wrong now by getting at least an opportunity. It's going to go out for a throw-in, and we'll end the highlight there. Not great for Gills really coming up to the end of this first half. Harrogate just about in front in terms of the team that should be in front, really. It's a really bad way to phrase it. They're slightly better team on the day. And that is half-time. And it's half-time. We're going to go over to Kirrien, who's going to give us his half-time thoughts of this match so far.
It's half-time here at Harrogate Town, and to be fair, the game's been pretty poor from both sides. Very few chances on both sides. Poor refereeing decisions for both sides. It's just been a poor game all round. Hopefully Gills can come out for the second half and give it a good go. We had a good opening 5 minutes, but other than that, it's been pretty poor all around. We've been sloppy in possession, poor defending. Glenn's been pretty good in goal, but other than that, it's just been awful. But for a better second half.
So we're about to get underway for the second half. We just hope that this half is a lot better than the last, and maybe Gills can scrape a win somewhere along the line. Who knows? But again, I still want to say anything today is a good result. If we can get a point, I think we'll be pleased, considering currently at the moment the results that are happening around us. Harrogate have done excellently well there to get the ball to this right-hand side. Gills have just made a good tackle in time. It's going to be a shot from distance, and it's gathered by Morris. Morris has been playing pretty well, actually, most of this game. He's had pretty solid hands. But again, this is Harrogate are the ones making the more clear-cut chances, if there is ever a clear-cut chance. And Gills just have had the dominance of this second half so far, but just haven't managed to get a shot on goal. Still 0-0. Gills have put this ball forward from Williams. He's tried to do the quick run from O'Brien. It's gone out to Nichols instead. Now back to Lapsley. Could Lapsley get it in to create something? Gills struggling to get anything away at the moment. Amer's going to pass it back to Tutonda. He's got Dieng on the left-hand side. Amer's there running in. Can Gills create something? It's all a bit messy. O'Brien's going to shoot. And it goes wide. It just feels a little bit bitty, a little bit messy at the moment. And Gills just can't quite lay themselves off to get a shot on target. And it's really feels like a struggle out there for Gillingham in the final third. And I mean, for all the passing in the world here, look, every touch just seems to be out of place. Everyone's in each other's way. There seems to be no fluidity with the play at the moment. And this is a real problem of going forward. And this is why it's 0-0 in a dreadful game currently. It's a long shot from Harrogate, and it's a decent-ish save from Morris, and he's just about managed to scramble it away. My goodness me, it's the first sort of mistake that Morris has made. I mean, he made the save, and he just didn't gather it of any confidence. And on another day, that goes in the back of the net from the rebound. It took me by surprise, his shot, actually, as a probably reason why it wasn't so well saved by Morris. But Harrogate, do you know what? That's probably the nearest that any team in this game has come to scoring, apart from Gillingham's first attempt in the first 30 seconds of the game. Still 0-0. There's a long ball over the top here. If Hawkins will get a flick on here, Gills got a chance. It's gone to the back post and headed towards O'Brien. Can he get his first goal for the club? He can't. I tell you what, that's a great opportunity, and it just didn't fall through with it. And O'Brien really should have scored in this game. It's a lovely ball by Alexander, a lovely flick on by Hawkins. That's what he's there to do. He managed to set himself nicely. He just didn't catch it very nicely. O'Brien really is unlucky not to have scored in this game. He had a great chance right at the start of the first half. A decent chance here. Will he score? Will he get one of the back of the net today? It's a ball in for Harrogate Town. It's not a bad ball. It's a great header into the danger zone. And Gills got to be careful here. It's a bouncer and gathered by Morris. Again, Harrogate Town seem to be the team that are getting the shots on target and causing all of the problems for Gillingham in the second half. Great bit of work by Harrogate. Really, another day that goes in the back of the net. And shooting into the ground like that is actually pretty tricky for a goalkeeper to save. So Morris has done well this time to hold on to it. Still 0-0. Alexander's done excellently well there to get the ball forward. He's going to create a chance for the Gills. Put it to back post. It's gone right into the centre and it's cleared away by Harrogate. Can Gills recycle this play? It's a shot from distance. Tutonda with an absolute seeking pile driver that nearly found the back of the net. It looked like the attack was over. Why not shoot from distance? Why not? There's been nothing else happening in this game for Gillingham. Tutonda picks up the ball and thinks, why not? And a shot from distance. What a save actually is by the goalkeeper. He feels he probably should save that every time. But Gillingham nearly going in front in spectacular fashion through Tutonda. Still 0-0. McDonald's got the ball on the right-hand side looking for Nichols. He's managed to find him and needs support again. McDonald puts it into the box. Surely Hawkins gets on the end of that. Hawkins so close to jetting something on the end of that and putting it back in there. And what a ball that is from McDonald. He hit that with some real pace, and Hawkins read that pretty well to get into that position to try and get something on it. Good work by McDonald and Nichols. Their partnership has been excellent since Nichols had joined. It's a great ball into the box, and it's just an inch too late for Hawkins to get his foot on it to put it on target at least. Still 0-0. Oh, that's fantastic work by Harrogate. Gills are on the cosh here. They need to get a tackle in. What a ball that is. This could be dangerous for Gills, and it's a decent save by Morris. And I just have to say, like, with all of the last sort of 10, 15 minutes, it's pretty much all Gillingham. And there's just attacks like this, which Gillingham really aren't creating themselves, and it's just the finishing at the moment that Harrogate are letting themselves down. Arguably, they should be the team that have won the lap. Good work forward by Harrogate, just not the final touch to put it in the back of the net. Decent save again by Morris, who managed to hold on to the ball. Still 0-0. There's a long ball over the top of Harrogate. Any goal now is going to win it. Gills need to be careful here. There's going to be a shot on goal, and it's again saved by Morris. It was on target, and it looks like Harrogate are going to be a team that are ending this game strong, but it's a decent save by Morris. For me, he's kept this team in this game, and if we do get a point out of this, it could be all thanks to Morris, because he has been very strong at the back as Harrogate have a corner on this right-hand side. And that is full time, and at Weatherby Road it is Harrogate Town 0, Gillingham 0, and we're going to go to Kirrien, who's going to give us his final thoughts for this game, and it will be the final word.
Final score at the Envirovent Stadium is 0-0. On reflection, probably a fair result. Neither team deserved to win. It was an awful game all round. Gillingham's best chance of the game was David Tutonda's shot from distance, forcing Oxley to push it over the bar. Alex McDonald coming on was probably the best move of the game. When he had possession, he looked strong in possession, he looked good. Probably should have started. But overall, 0-0 is probably a fair reflection. It was disastrous for both teams. So yeah, let's just pick ourselves up, get ready for Stockport on Tuesday, and kick back on.